up. Let me make the announcement really quickly. All right. All right. Let's see here. All right, let me just get up the monitor really quickly. Stream is up and running. I can see chat. Chat can see me. You know what we don't have? You know what we don't have? Music. Let me get that going for us. Here we go. Sergeant Pepper, what's up? How are you doing? That was a little loud. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, Sergeant Pepper. Hope you're doing well. All right. Boring stuff in Rust is better than boring stuff not in Rust. I was doing boring stuff today. I had a rough day at work today. And I didn't even have meetings. Usually when I say that, I have like a ton of meetings. I tried to do something and just utterly failed at it all day. All day. All right, we have two issues here. First, for some reason we have two Rust analyzers running. I'm not sure why this is. We need to figure this out. But on top of that, we basically updated it where we can pass in where the WebSocket is as a configuration option, and we just need to add that to the main function as well as to then the monolith, so that it's actually configured properly. So, yeah. So we're close. We're close. Let's try to figure out why we have two Rust analyzers. Because that doesn't feel right at all. Let's see. All right, so we have this here. I think I see it right here. I think it's this right here, right? Right. Let's see. We don't have Rust Analyzer. Nope, not there. So is this the issue here, this LSP format? And this should be doing the format for us, right? So I feel like we can just delete this, right? I think. I'm not entirely sure. Let's test it out. Oh, that looks like it fixed it. You know what I'd be interested in seeing, though? Is if it works. Let's see if this it did format it. Good. Okay, cool. We're cooking now. We sold some sites, and so I have to move a bunch of S3 images from several buckets to their bucket. Oh. That sounds pretty rough, Sergeant Pepper. That sounds pretty rough. Yeah. Let's see. What was the struct that we needed in here? This host info. That's what it's called. It's a host info. There we go. So this main only runs when we're running locally. So we're just gonna make it match this. Yeah. And then this will be HTTP port. Yeah. Let's just do this to make it the same. Right, so this main is actually when we're not using it as a library, which means we're just testing locally. So I'm okay with the parse unwraps. Info. All right, that should. Oh, swap these. Oh, oops. Cool. All right. Let's see. The sled binding has a unit value. Oh, okay. Good. All right. And I think that's it. Now what we need to actually do is get out of this because we need. Oh, if you guys would like, I found an article I thought I would read with you all so we could discuss it. Is Kubernetes worth it? A dirty little secret in the cloud world is that container workloads have a higher total cost of ownership than they should. I thought that sounded interesting. Something we talk about too. So I thought we could review it if you guys wanted to, if that sounded interesting. I haven't read it. It says a 5-minute read, so it will probably take me 10. Shouldn't be long. This should have an issue. Right. Okay, so this is where we need to pass in the options. Yeah. Let host info equals. We need to actually get these from the command line. Do we make these command line options? Or has our config become complex enough to go to a file? I don't think so. I think we just make it command line options. We have that up here somewhere. Here's our options. Let's just add it to these. All right, we should probably add a group. Yeah, we'll do a group here. Let's see. That looks good. Thank you. Look at that, ChatGPT. Saved me seconds. Saved me at least 5 seconds typing the rest of that out. Fantastic. Then we'll just come down here. Let's see. Right here looks good. Let's do... All right. This is host name. Thank you. And this is host name. Should we? Oh, this is group, not, this is host info. This is host info. That's the group it's part of, which this is also group equals, not what I meant to type, host info. Same here. And then we can give this a default value of local. Actually, do we want to do that? Probably not. We probably want to do what? 0.0.0.0. Yeah. That's what I would do at least. Okay. Sweet. How's everyone doing? Like, the week has just started. Are you getting into the week, or has it been a rough week? Hopefully not a rough week. Hopefully you're all doing well so far. I know last week, oh my goodness, last week I did not stream a whole lot. That was my bad. Next week, we'll see. Next week will be crunch time. Again, I've had multiple crunch times. I'm hoping to still stream, but I might skip next Thursday. Next Thursday might be a hit or miss. We'll see. All right, this looks good, right? We need the host name, HTTP port, WebSocket port. Looking good, looking solid. Okay. Here we go. Come on. Where were we? We were right here. Okay. So we have this ops. Let's use it. Wait. Okay, so in Vim, I'm really bad with Vim, if any of you guys are new. Let's see. I want to do what is it? $V? Okay, yeah, $V. Actually, could I have done, instead of $V, could I do $C? $C? Yeah. Okay, cool. So $C will delete out. Okay, perfect. And look at ChatGPT, or Copilot. Copilot was just like, I gotcha. I got this. Oh, that's not what we wanted. That's not, Copilot, you failed me. You just failed me there. There we go. Now you've got it, Copilot. Good job. Oh, wait. Consider the expect. Oh. You expected a U16. Yeah. We've got a string. So we gotta parse this. Yeah. That. And we don't need clone then, right? Beautiful. What is this? Oh, okay. ChatGPT failed this one. Just hard. It failed it hard. We're just gonna unwrap it for right now. I know. Let's find this one. Mismatch type, found string. Yeah, this is just another parse. And then we don't need this. All right. Oh, we gotta unwrap this. Absolutely. Okay, now let's do this with an expect here, right? I don't use expects a whole lot. I need to get more comfortable because we're okay with this crashing, right? Let's see, where is this? Because this is basically if we gave in bad ones. So we can just return a result here, right? So we can do something with expect here instead of just unwrap, right? So that is what we want. Can we do like expect, yeah. Oh my goodness, what did you do? What did you do? I wanted to... All right. We should be able to just do that, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Because, yeah, we expect these things. Wait, are they required? So they are not required by the command line because we have defaults. So basically, this is our validation at this point, that these parse to what they're supposed to. Yeah. All right, let's see. Wait. What does this take now? All right, so we have the WebSocket host name, the WebSocket port, the HTTP port, and the asset path. What do we have? Okay. So we don't have the host name. Why doesn't this thing take why doesn't it just take, why don't we delete this, right? This seems bad. Why don't we just have like pub host info, right? We already have a struct that has those exact things. I'm not sure why we didn't do that in the first place. And then we can just do this here. Host info. Let's see. And these can just be done. That's so much better. That is so much better. Yes, it is. All right. Let's see. What is it? The trait bound is not satisfied. Oh. Do we make a helper function for this? Maybe we make a helper function for this. We could do that. We could do something like what was I thinking? Impl host info pub function. What should we call this? Get let's call it like get HTTP address. There we go. Oh, thank you, Copilot. Let's see. That's the host name plus. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. And this should be good here, right? Get WebSocket address. All right. No, this is not WebSocket. This was HTTP. Well, what did we just name it? Get HTTP address. That's what we could get HTTP. That's the same thing. Oh, we're taking a reference here. 1 second. There we go. No member name. Get HTTP address found for reference. Front end API in the current scope. 1 second. That's why. Let's go back to that. 1 second. No method name. Get HTTP found for reference. Oh. Self is not a host info here. That's why. I was like, I just don't understand. I don't understand this problem. Good sir, why do we have a problem? Close. All right. Let's see. This expression borrows a value the compiler would automatically borrow. Okay. I need to read up. I don't understand. So I'm not going to fix that because I don't understand. Is this unused? Okay. We're just going to delete it then. Oh, that's right, because we made the United States, right? We made the United States, so it is unused. We did unite those states, didn't we? That was fantastic. All right. All right, I think we fixed all this. So we made this like 37% better. All right, and in run, we don't need host info here anymore, do we? I don't know why we decided to pass that in there. Since we were already passing the stuff up here. That doesn't make any sense. My goodness. That just... did not make any sense. All right, let's see. So much better. Now we can get back to the monolith. Right? Yeah. Okay. Right, because I was like, why is it taking these things? Why? There we go. That is so much better. Why do we have an expect on this? If it's the thing that... This isn't optional, right? Yeah. So we just... Oh, okay. Do we do the clone after the expect? Is that how that works? No. Is that how that works? This hurts my head a little bit because like this almost feels like the clone is the thing that it's expecting. I feel like I don't know why I quit. I don't know why. What I did want to do is get out of here and try to build it. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, because we just removed that, right? So front end, let's see, where was that? In main. Right, because we got rid of all of this. We'll need this up here. And then this will be host. You know what? Let's do this. Host info. We'll do that, and then we'll change this to host info. And then here we'll just delete it. Yes. No. Wow, so clutch. It's good to see you. What were you streaming? I'm not even sure I follow you. I am so sorry. I send you my deepest apologies. I have not been following you, Wow So Clutch. I didn't know you streamed. I'm following you right now. Well, I'm following you. The next time you stream, if you're streaming code, the next time you do it, don't you dare at here. Well, I don't think you can anymore because somebody abused it. But on my Discord, you're more than welcome to tag me. And I have a community section for self-promotion. So if you like to let people know that you're streaming there, go ahead and do it. And if you want to tag me, I would love to come check out your coding stream. I'm following you now. I might check out your cycling streams. Who knows? Thanks so much, Wow So Clutch. I appreciate it. I really do. I try. I do actually try. I know not all my streams, like right now, I'm just kind of messing around with this to hopefully get our Twitch alerts working. But, yeah. Well, for all of you joining from Wow So Clutch, you can just pretend I'm coding and cycling. Just pretend. Think about it here. I'm moving my legs in a cycling pattern right now. All right? Now just imagine it. You got that wind going. It's almost like we're outside cycling. I got you guys. I got you. All those watts. Well, I appreciate you guys joining over. I do not do cycling streams, although I have wanted to do I actually want to this winter get, it was called the Zwift Hub. I don't know what it is. I want to do that some more this next winter because I want to get healthier. I sit way too much, which I know cycling, but cycling's like probably a better, healthier sitting, I feel. I don't know. I'm not an expert. This is not health advice. I want to be more, I want to exercise some more during the winter because what happens is in the winter, it gets pretty cold here and I end up not. I end up sitting around more. So I want to get that. Maybe I'll set some like follow goals to do a cycling stream and you guys can see me sweat more live on stream. That sounds horrible. I'm not going to do that. That sounds like the worst. All right, did we fix the issue here? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Jet Black Victory might be the new Zwift Hub. Do you know what would be a fun challenge? Is to see if I can program something while biking 5 miles. Like, not like a challenging distance, but like try to bike and code at the same time. I might try this. Oh, you've done that, Wow So Clutch? Okay, that might be one of those challenges we set up. I think it would be weird just to have just a biking stream, but I might do one. We'll see. But we might try to make it a little bit more fun. So you're coding. So right now my Twitch alerts are broken because we changed them and I broke them, which is why Wow So Clutch didn't get honored with a custom chat message. We're trying to fix that right now. So yeah. We are trying to fix that right now. Light Up 79, how are you doing? Do you think SRE and DevOps have more job opportunities than React and UI development? I mean, which category is good to specialize on? Well, that's kind of a loaded question, to be honest. So first thing, I have an addendum to all this, that anything looking in the future always has a chance of being wrong. The best we can do is really good statistical analysis, looking at past needs and demands. Now, what I'll go in my observations on this is if you're talking about total quantity of jobs, React and UI development is probably going to maintain the highest demand. And the reason is everyone needs it. From your local business that needs a website to Facebook, they all need people updating their UIs and maintaining them and pushing them forward. Whereas SREs, not every company needs an SRE, right? So there's that. Now, I would also say that an SRE or what you might call a DevOps, which I'm not entirely sure what that word means. It means something different to each people. Is all I'm trying to say. Those are more specialized. Generally, the more specialized they are, the more you get paid, but also generally also the harder it is to find a job, right? If you want to be a quantum engineer, that's probably super highly paid, but there are only 20 of those positions right now. So that's kind of how I look at it. The more specialized, the more unique, the more difficult and challenging the job is, probably the fewer of those types of jobs there are, but also the better those jobs will be as well. That's not entirely always true, but that's generally the scale that you're looking at. So anyways, that's kind of my 50 cents on it. Take it or leave it. You know, my biggest thing that I would tell you is do something that you're interested in, because it's going to be easier to get through the grinds. There's going to be days where you do things that you don't like to do because it's work, and it's called work because it's not a video game, and you're going to have to grind it out. And so the more you like doing what you're doing, the easier it's going to be to get through those times. And absolutely, large companies like to change UIs all the time. You're like, I just changed it. I want to do something else. But we think that this will have better user attraction, right? All right. Let's see. Where do we configure this in our container? I'm thinking that we do this just like straight in the deployment. Might be terrible, right? We don't use this anymore. Let's see. Do we do it right here? Okay. Hey guys. Hey. I'm excited about this. Do you guys want to read this article with me? I was going to cover it in the news, but then I was like, maybe we should cover it. I'm going to show it to you after the ad because there's an ad. You might like it. Words escape me, so I just said things. Oh my goodness. I just said things to try to... Yeah. Anyways, is Kubernetes worth it? That's the thing. We'll wait for the ads. I don't know who's getting ads, but we'll wait for them. You know what? While the ads are going, I'm gonna run get a drink. I'll be right back. I'll be gone for like 30 seconds. It takes. Give me 45 seconds. I'm gonna go get a drink of water. Be right back. The answer is no. My back hurts. How are you doing? How are you doing? I Wow, so clutch. I love those. I have a highly specific I have a highly specific technical question. All right. That's fantastic. Ronnie Coding. How are you doing? We are building our own Twitch chats. We're building our own Twitch chat. Okay, one second. I need to map this out. I need to map this out. I can't hold it all in my head. Let's go to the streaming life and just let's do something here. All right. All right. Someone has, so we have some custom, we have some CAs. Custom CAs. All right. And they wanted to provide a CA bundler to their developer pods. So basically, you want to be able to group some of these and provide them to different pods that are running down here. Okay. Do you think loading it from a global config map as a volume mount makes sense? You're bundling them into the image instead. Right, which means if there's a change here, you have to rebuild the images, is what I'm getting. I don't see why not. Like, I think that sounds reasonable. I'm guessing there's a reason the answer is no, that I'm not thinking of. I can't think of a reason why not. All right, for the answer of what are we building here, we have custom Twitch alerts that aren't working right now because we broke them. But they basically make a custom AI generated message for everybody that subscribes or follows or does anything. So pretty much, well, I say anything. I was going to say anything. The idea is that it will do it for anything, but it doesn't do it for everything yet. But that is the goal, is that it will do it for everything. And we've just been messing around, learning some stuff. The last thing that we learned was we switched the front end from a U application, WASM application, to an HTMX front end. And that's actually how we broke it. But yeah, so anyways, it's been a lot of fun, and we're learning stuff as we go, doing stuff. I believe yeah, for the client bundles, I don't like that. Feels like it might be reasonable. That might be reasonable. Like I can't think of a reason not. It seems like it might be reasonable. There might be a better way though as well. I haven't thought of that problem specifically. I use Cert Manager. This is what Cert Manager does, right? I'm assuming what you're trying to do is outside of Cert Manager, right? Right, why can't that other team manage it with Cert Manager? I mean, I'm assuming you can't use Cert Manager. We'll just go with that. But my first step would be to see if they can't use Cert Manager. That would be like my first step would be to go to your boss, explain why that other team should, and have him go to that other team and be like, yo, this is probably how we need to do this. and work with them. I don't know how your team structures are set up. You know, maybe you're the vice president, and then if you're the vice president, you should just tell the team to do that. You're not a Docker fanboy? That's fine. That's fine. Everyone here, I was thinking about reading through this article. I just came across it, and I thought it would be interesting. I know that we talk and do Kubernetes stuff here. Would you all be interested in reading through it and just having a little discourse on it? Is Kubernetes worth it? As I look over these Kubernetes manifest files, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm not biased at all. I'm not biased. Marvel at this manifest file we wrote by hand. Just look at it. It's glorious. All right, let's go. Let's read over it. You know what? I'm going to put a marker. I'll probably make a bite out of this. Let's go. What marker? I was going to say, what's the word? It's marker, actually. Is Kate's worth it? Welcome, Twitch and YouTube. Thanks for joining me. Let's jump into Is Kubernetes Worth It? It's an article I found. I wanted to read it and talk with you all about it to get your thoughts, give you my thoughts on it, and let's just understand it a little bit better about whether Kubernetes is actually worth it. Because if you guys watched my Honest Kubernetes ad, I actually hint towards a lot of the times I don't think Kubernetes is worth it, that a lot of the times people actually leverage it. I also have another bite that we did a couple weeks ago about myths of Kubernetes, which I also hint at the same things. So let's jump into this and see, is Kubernetes worth it? A dirty little secret in the cloud world is that container workloads have a higher total cost of ownership than they should. I don't know that this is true, a dirty little secret. Like, to be honest, like, I don't know that it's a secret, and I'm not sure it's true either. But we'll get into that. We'll talk about it. I'll go ahead and say it. When looking closer at the total cost of ownership, TCO is how it's abbreviated a lot of times, associated with Kubernetes, more traditional development methods can still have compelling advantages. As we're wrapping up another KubeCon, perhaps it's a time to dig into this. This is a rare position to take. I don't think that this is true. I've used containers and Kubernetes since they first appeared on the cloud computing scene many years ago. I've designed and built numerous scalable systems on public clouds using this technology, so I know that it works, and it works well. My point is that it is often over-applied. I agree with this. Watch my other videos if you think that I'm just making that up. I've said this before. System builders are motivated by what the cool kids are doing these days rather than finding the solution that returns the most. You're supposed to be an engineer. This is my whole speech on stop engineering by fashion. I absolutely hate it. Your job is an engineer. Don't engineer by fashion. And I need to make that video because that's literally what it is. Don't do what other people are doing just because Facebook or Google or whoever did it. I mean, if it solves the same problem that you have, then great. The thing is, you have your own problem and you're supposed to be solving that problem. As a result, I'm sure that millions of dollars were wasted on these architectural mistakes. I didn't read that right. As a result, I'm sure that millions of dollars are wasted as these architectural mistakes carry on. It's time for us to do better. Perhaps you agree. What to consider? As we go through this analysis, you'll find that some of this may or may not apply to you and your organization. Saying it depends seems like a cop-out to many, but it's usually the correct answer. You must evaluate each workload and data set. Whether you're migrating to the cloud or building a net new system, you need to be prepared to use the best technological solution for your system needs. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Kubernetes introduces a level of complexity that more traditional development tools don't. Managing a Kubernetes cluster requires a deep understanding of its architecture and components, from networking to storage to security. This complexity requires skilled personnel capable of managing and optimizing a Kubernetes environment. By contrast, a traditional development approach and its tools often rely on more straightforward architectures that can be managed with the skill sets most enterprises already have. Of course, this will vary greatly from one company to another, but the cost of obtaining Kubernetes skills or training existing staff is usually much higher than any benefits of using its technology. All right. Scott B, that's super weird. That's super weird. Let's unpack this. I think that this is falling prey to his own statements previously. If you're talking, he's generalized. Up here, he's saying that you can't generalize and saying it depends. And that's fair, and I agree. And then down here, he generalizes instead of saying it depends to traditional development approaches. So by contrast, traditional development approaches and tools often rely on more straightforward architectures that can be managed with a skill set most enterprises already have. Okay, I'm not entirely disagreeing with him, but let's put this another way. It depends, right? You can't just say you can't just come out with this really fantastic take saying that it depends, because that is truly what it is, and then come down here and say the other one doesn't have a depends, because it does have a depends. The reason things like Kubernetes came out, the reason that Google made Borg, and then Borg, and then Omega, and then K8s, was because they had this need that the traditional sense didn't achieve. They had this scale, they had this way of managing their teams that the traditional way didn't actually facilitate, right? And so the true answer here, unfortunately, this statement just pulls the same statement, the inverse of Kubernetes. Again, it depends. It really does. Ronnie Coding. Let's talk about Fargate at the end of this, because I think a lot of this is what I would say depends. And I'm going to give you my thoughts from all the way full sail Kubernetes to absolutely no Kubernetes, and everything in between, which Fargate would be something in between, right? So I'm going to give you I'll give you my rundown of what kind of the spectrum that as I see it. A Kubernetes cluster requires a great deal of overhead, although Kubernetes promises to reduce infrastructure costs through through efficient container orchestration. This includes the nodes that make up the cluster and the resources needed to manage failover. Also, it would help if you had the infrastructure to manage redundancy and scalability. There could be more resources that you have to pay than for that are needed. This is a bad statement. This is a bad take. Bad take. I argue that, because what he's saying is, if you want the redundancy, well, that's overhead. Well, I'm sorry, that overhead is the same whether you use Kubernetes or you didn't use Kubernetes. Having the redundancy was something that maybe Kubernetes enabled you to have easier, and thus you're paying for it when you might not have paid for it. But this isn't a fault of Kubernetes or a cost of it either. So I don't, you can't stick Kubernetes with that. Traditional development approaches may utilize more monolithic architectures. No, but we'll move on. Being less flexible could result in a lower initial capital expenditure and ongoing costs. I would agree that if you have like a monolithic, it kind of seems dumb to use Kubernetes, but Yeah, anyways. I had one project build the same system using both approaches. The traditional monolithic architecture infrastructure cost was 1/3 of the Kubernetes deployment, just for that specific system. Of course, there could be other reasons to go with Kubernetes beyond. I'm shocked by this. I'm shocked by this. I would need to see that. Now, I have been and will be the first person to argue that Kubernetes is slightly more expensive, but not for the reasons that he gave. Let's talk here. Let's say this is your microservice app right here. And so all of these talk to each other, right? And then you have a monolith. And mind you, another point that I really dislike here is they conflated architecture with using Kubernetes. Kubernetes has nothing to do with your architecture. It has nothing to do with your architecture. Kubernetes doesn't have anything to do with your architecture. It is a process scheduler. That's what it does. It schedules processes and maintains the state of the nodes in the cluster. Okay. Now, there will be higher overhead here because of this right here. Right? All of these have to talk to each other. So when this needs something, it has this network. That network, if you're running MTLS, has a cost. It has to be encrypted. It has to be sent. Even if you're not sending it, you have to serialize that data, send it on the wire, wait for that to get back. It has a cost. This architecture will never be as fast as or efficient as this. Now, maybe this one will be more scalable, more. There's like the biggest deal for this would be that you could have a team 1 here and team 2 here and team 3 here and team 1 also owns this one and team 6 owns this one and team 4 and 5 do absolutely crap all. But it does allow for this, which is a very unique thing, but it's less efficient. Not 130, not 3 times. Like that's just ridiculous. We can do this. But again, this is conflating architecture and Kubernetes, which I think is a bad thing to do. Maintaining a Kubernetes environment is operationally complex. I agree. Continuous monitoring, tuning, and updates are required to ensure that the environment is secure, efficient, and reliable. Again, this is a bad take because you have to do this in a traditional one too. The worst thing about a traditional environment is people just didn't do this and their systems were insecure because they didn't update their systems. They didn't do the things that they needed to do. Now, I have been a long argument that Kubernetes doesn't allow you to manage your infrastructure differently, but the clouds do help you with that. Initial setup and configuration can be time-consuming and complicated. Even though Kubernetes can automate and streamline deployment process, this can delay the time to deployment and time to market for many systems, leaving you open to more potential errors. Traditional development and deployment methods might need more container automation and scalability benefits. However, they are often simpler and faster to deploy for certain applications. This is too nebulous to understand. They have a concrete Kubernetes, and then they have more traditional. What do they mean by more traditional? I build the project on the node that's the code's running on. I don't know what he means by more traditional. Does he mean elastic beanstalk? I don't know. The distributed nature of these systems introduces new risks and points of failure. Kubernetes and container-based deployment offer high scalability and fault tolerance levels, which is why we use them, but they do have issues we don't see in traditional deployments. These can range from container sprawl to securing vulnerabilities within the container ecosystem. You have to address, again, you can't say this without addressing the unpatched systems running in your current production. Building containers, declarative, like we just did Apico, declarative. Lets you just rebuild them. there's solutions to this that are actually easier to have a constant rebuild of your image than the patching of systems. Traditional architectures may offer fewer scalability options, but can provide a more contained environment that is easier to secure and manage. This translates to fewer costs, but also fewer capability. No, show me the proof is it in the pudding. Is that the saying? You can say whatever you like. The weird thing is, I agree in general, but I think that he's making a lot of really big statements without a lot of proof on them. Right. Also, I have a lot of questions, and I'm gonna try to get through the rest of this, and then we're gonna start going through all my questions and stuff at the end. The importance of a TCO analysis. Actually, this is really good. People should be doing more TCO, total cost of ownership analysis on things. To be honest, this is where the metal hits the road. Although Kubernetes and containers often offer slightly significant advantages in scalability, efficiency, and resource utilization, how can he claim that it offers significant advantages in resource utilization while up here he claimed that it was bloated and used 3 times the resource? I don't get that. We just read the same thing, right? Their TCO can sometimes be out of whack. Of course, I found that TCO analysis is often overlooked. Those picking the technology don't have a good handle on what trade-offs are being made. I usually ask questions about the trade-offs of using more traditional approaches and often get blank stares and non-answers, which shows that the TCO analysis was not... That's not entirely true. There could be other reasons they have blank stares. On the other hand, I get asked if I'm going to KubeCon a great deal, so there's that. The complexity and cost of managing a Kubernetes environment highlight the traditional development and deployment methods still hold value. Indeed, if you're an organizer with limited IT resources, you need to pay attention to TCO. Money spent on Kubernetes-based system removes resources from more pressing needs. I don't know if a single IT organization with an unlimited budget to try all new technologies. You need to pick and choose your battles carefully. All right. Let me catch up. I have so many thoughts. We're gonna dig into my thoughts on this. So many thoughts. All right, and Ronnie Coding. What about something like AWS Fargate? Like I said, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about that. Can I show you something I was reminded of when the Ticketmaster got hacked? Yeah, go for it. Wow, so clutch. Of course. All right, let's talk about this. This is a bigger can of worms than I thought it was going to be. I generally agree. So everyone, check out this YouTube. I have some YouTube channels. If you check out the Null Bytes, I actually have. Let's talk about this. YouTube at the Null Bytes. If you go to the Null Bytes and check out my videos, I have a couple that are actually kind of important on this. Kubernetes does not scale is one of them. Did I not record the other one? Maybe I didn't record the other one. I might need to record the other one. The other one that you can go to is just at Null Labs. This is like my main channel with some bigger ones. I make some funny videos, and there's this Honest Kubernetes ad. And I hint at some of these things because I think they're real issues. The honest ads are meant to be funny, but to bring up important issues in a funny way. Let's see what this is. Wow, so clutch. So Denny Decker, the Ticketmaster chief architect, wrote a VAX assembly language real-time ticketing operating system he wrote in the 70s before things like TCP/IP were standardized. And they managed to virtualize it on Linux using a hacked-up VAX emulator. They tried many times to rewrite it using normal things like C and MySQL, yet couldn't manage it to get it faster than a specialized real-time operating system. It was kind of hilarious when we moved it to NFS, as the operating system timed writes to the speed of PDP-11, drive spin rate. We moved to NFS, the IO was 1,000 times faster, and the entire thing crashed. No end of jokes resulted from these sorts of quirks in our system. So yeah, the traditional. Okay, that's pretty hilarious. All right. The good old days. The good old days. All right, so let's talk about this, because I think there is a spectrum here. A very, very big, broad spectrum here that we're going to draw like this. And over here, we're going to have bare metal deployment, bare metal in your data center. So like, basically what we have here in my home lab, we have the bare metal, we have the physical operating machine system, and then like the systems on top of that. And then we're going to have over here, you know, we got to zoom out just a little. Okay, so over here, we're going to have, basically, I'm going to put, the Fargate's probably the best. There's Fargate, and then like GKE Autopilot. Those two are roughly the same-ish, right? Where you can give it a container or an image, and it just runs it, and you kind of don't have to worry about it. So this is kind of the spectrum, and unfortunately, what this type of post failed to do, at least in my eyes, is he said it depends, and then for Kubernetes, and then failed to state that as being true for you as well. Now, I'm gonna hazard to guess that this actually, if you looked at it, I don't know if any of you guys know what this is. And I'm going to hazard that the right solution, or what a majority of people do, are going to fall somewhere in this bell curve. Standard distribution here. So, like, what is this, 80% or something? That was a horrible, horrible 8. Oh my goodness, 80%. Is going to be somewhere in here, okay? I'm not getting precise. And in here, there's actually a lot of options. So there's stuff like Elastic Beanstalk. You know, on this, since we're on this, actually, we'll put it down here. There's EC2. Was EC2 what he's talking about, or was he talking about bare metal? I don't really know. I'm going to put EC2 like maybe here. Elastic Beanstalk is like right here. I don't know what he meant by traditional. Again, it was a little bit hard to know. You know, over here we have just bare metal. We have bare metal here. So this is a little bit better than just straight bare metal. It's managed by the cloud. And then, you know, over here you have probably, you know, I'm going to move this over here. You have something like EKS for the Elastic Kubernetes Service. There's AKS, there's GKE, there's, you know, we can list them. They're going to be here. And then, you know, there's also a thing, maybe we'll put this here. There's Azure App Service, Azure App Service. I think that's actually kind of like GKE Autopilot or Fargate. I'm not up on all of these. I'm pretty up on them, but I don't use all of them actively, so I could be slightly off. You know, and then we could get even further on going into this, but like there's a large spectrum here, and what your needs are probably are different depending on the problem that you're solving. 100%. There are people that use products I write that run massive data centers with thousands of machines in them. That's not a lot of people's conditions. Now, I don't know about Fargate. I put it over here. Maybe Fargate's over here, and this is like EKS and AKS and GKE are like here. I'm not trying to get into that. My whole point here is that all of these products are going to have more specialization the more powerful they get. You know, bare metal is super powerful. It's super special. Maybe bare metal should be over here now that I'm thinking about it. I drew this in haste. You know, and the more like Fargate autopilot stuff you get, you know, the more narrow it gets. This is all you get. With the bare metal, you get every single option. You could run Kubernetes on it. You could run not Kubernetes on it. You could run manual things. You could run VMware. There's a bunch of options. Over here, there's not. Fargate, GKE Autopilot, Azure App Service do very specific things. EC2's pretty easy. Elastic Beanstalk on top of EC2 limits you more, but it makes deployment kind of easy. Do you want to do something like GitOps? Do you want replication? All of these things add to this question and what you need to adopt, right? So 68%. Thank you, Raython. Thank you. Thank you for the correction. So is Kubernetes worth it? And I think the answer is it depends. I have said many a times, I can't believe I haven't clipped that video. So I definitely have one on this. What is it called? We covered this, didn't we? No, not it depends. Oh my goodness. You guys kill me. I need to make this a bite. I need to make this a bite. I made this one a bite, but all right. Anyways, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it right now. I think that too often teams adopt Kubernetes because they read what Google, what Microsoft, what AWS do to solve some of their big scale problems, and we all think, oh, we hit 10,000 requests an hour, and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty good, and that is pretty good. Like that is pretty good. But I've worked in many environments, and there's places where our stuff is used where 10,000 requests a second can happen. It's a completely different scale, and you don't need to engineer for that scale until you've hit that scale. So, and the thing is, the biggest thing is that people get, I think Kubernetes is a management tool. It's when, like, honestly, I think its biggest secret sauce, there's two things. There's two things that I think Kubernetes are great at. Managing a lot of smaller teams. So if you have hundreds of teams, it actually helps with this because it allows you to independently deploy your things. It allows you to sandbox those things out, and it makes doing that easier. And the other one is it's a very leaky abstraction around the clouds. So if you need to run, because let's say you're a bank and you have a federal requirement that you have to be run in 2 clouds. Well, Kubernetes might actually be something because it gives you this leaky abstraction around the clouds and allows your developers to somewhat interact with them the same way. This isn't a cost savings. This is a business requirement. The same here. If you have 100 teams of 5 to 10 developers or 10 to 15 developers, I don't care. Well, managing those people deploying independently would be massively painful. I read these articles and I feel like people don't understand what Kubernetes is for. Kubernetes isn't there to help you scale. In fact, I have a byte that says Kubernetes does not scale. Go watch it because people hated that I put it out there. Kubernetes does not scale. They did not like this video. Go watch it. That's because people disliked it. What I don't think that people realize the true strengths of Kubernetes. And it doesn't have to do with scaling. Have you seen stuff like Backstage? I have seen Backstage. Yeah. I have. I played around with this. I haven't used this in production anywhere. But again, this is about managing teams and interacting with teams. I think that this could be super useful. It provides effectively a catalog of what services are available. And again, there are so many people that adopt Kubernetes when there's like 10 people, 10 engineers. And they're running on Kubernetes. And it just blows my mind because there's no reason to be doing it. None. So, anyways, that's my I don't know. I was hoping he was going to talk about those things more. I feel a little... Oh, that got a little loud. I feel a little let down because I feel like they get hung up making the same mistakes that people make with Kubernetes. Just generalizing. And saying, oh yeah, you could do it better this other way. But then we didn't actually mention the other way. We just said... traditionally. Yeah. Sometimes I love guardrails. I absolutely love guardrails, right? Like... I absolutely love guardrails. All right, we should just be able to do... We should be able to just do the host name. All right, let's see. We have host name... Yeah, we should just be able to do the host name here, right? Can we just type it in here? I have actually never done that. Can we just do value? Can we just do like value like this and type it in? Is this valid? I honestly don't know. I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Is this valid? Well, obviously, 1 second. Like this. It's 53, right? That's not valid, is it? That's not bad. I'm 1 second. Let's actually figure this out. This can't be true. How do we do this? I don't want it from anything. One second. I just want to define it straight. It is. Oh, look at that. You guys lied to me. Oh, you guys lied. Light up 79, please. It's okay. I've actually never done this before. You had the tab earlier? What do you mean I had the tab earlier? I've clicked on all of these things before. I did not have this open today. If you're saying it's purple. Because people ask all the time. So I have clicked on these things before. So if you're saying I've clicked on it before, yeah, I have at some point. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. At some point in my history of the last 2 years, I've clicked on that link. 100%. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're all right. I did have an extra space here. I was just asking if I can do value like this because I had never done that before. But it seems like I can. All right, let's fix this, and this is going to be 25, right? 25, 5. I can type a 5. I can. Fantastic. Yeah. The extra tab was incorrect. You're 100% correct. Let's go ahead. Do we have this in Docker build? Yeah, 125. All right, next week we build a GitHub action for this because this is stupid. We need to build a GitHub action, and then we need to actually deploy this using Argo CD, right? Because right now it's also just a manual apply. Okay. So that built, let's see. Let's get this pushed out there. Like I said, we need a GitHub action. This is horrible. This is anti-best practice. I think my AC turned off. I gotta go. So it's been weird since since I moved the family a week and a half ago now to get the house prepared to sell. The thermostat keeps cutting off on me because I don't walk past it. So it thinks it goes into away mode, and then it gets hot because it goes into away mode. So dumb. I can't wait to move myself. This probably won't work. I'm gonna go do this and then I'm gonna check on the thermostat. What are we applying? We're applying deployment, Twitch alerts deployment. There we go. I'm gonna get a drink of water. We're gonna run some ads because it's 1 minute away from doing that. And I'll be right back with some water and hopefully the AC turned back on. See you guys. All right. All right. Let's see. Hey, Merrick, I'm thinking of taking a DevOps and SE role instead of a React role for my next job, but I'm scared because these stuff is harder than React. Good. Good. I mean, being scared sucks. Being unsure sucks. But challenging yourself to be the best you can be is good. And you should always drive to push yourself to do that next challenge, to learn something new, to explore, to understand something or something new. So Light Up 79, like, absolutely awesome. Now, I'm not saying good because, like, oh, you're going to, be a little scared or, be a little uncomfortable. But from a learning perspective, that's awesome. And the thing is, there probably will still be React jobs or front-end jobs, whether it's React or some other framework. So don't worry. Like, learn, expand your horizons, see if you like SRE-ish stuff. Learn how well it works in different ways and how it doesn't work in different ways, and move on. Like, it's good. It's good. Continue pushing forward, learning new stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, downside for to SRE is often on call. Yep, that's a good call out. Well, this sucks. Well, something did not work out correctly there. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Oh my goodness. Scott B, I don't know. I don't work for SUSE anymore. I have no idea why Tumbleweed wouldn't allow you to watch on Twitch. That's the... Why Tumbleweed with Firefox would... unless if there's something weird with their version of Firefox, I don't know. That seems really weird. Super weird. I have no idea. Absolutely none. Seems like it's waiting to pull, right? We did, yeah, we did a push. That's right. It would probably fix it if you used Edge. That's probably true. Scott B, if you just use the superior browser for Linux. That's probably true. All right, before I get myself in more trouble, before I get canceled. How did you get canceled before people even knew who you were? Well, let me tell you about supporting Edge on Arch. Let me talk to you about this. Okay, this is weird. This is weird. Right? It seems to be stuck on pulling, right? Wow, so clutch. Depends. It depends. It absolutely depends. I feel like something's wrong here. Let's just delete this. What could go wrong? What could go wrong, right? That is not deleting smoothly. That is not deleting smoothly, is it? Everything went wrong. Let's just... You know what? You know what? Let's just take it all out. This is the running one, right? The old one. We could just if we really wanted to, we could just delete the deployment. Right? Because everything is backed up. It's your birthday in 1 hour and 45 minutes? Happy birthday, Scott B. Happy birthday. Do you need me to sing you a song? I probably shouldn't, because then people will tell me it's their birthday just to hear my beautiful voice. My dad told me I had a face for radio, and my mom told me I had a voice for mime work, so I don't know where that leaves me. Canceled for sure if I start singing. Let's just do this. This looks horrible. I know, Future Highway. Against all odds. Against all odds. Not successfully live streaming. Let's just take a little humble pie there. Turns out anybody can stream. Not everybody can be successful at it. Oh. All right, so we just deleted it. Boy, is it angry. Do you know what? We don't need this anymore, do we? Because we're doing HTMX, because we're bleeding edge. Bleeding Edge. All right. Do we force delete this? Or do we just... Thank you. This just went all sorts of wrong on me. Why, hello there. No name. It's good to see you. Quatha 3 Ripper. It's hard to say your name, but welcome. And sorry you didn't get a Twitch alert because the system's broken because of this. All right, how do we do... let's see. Okay, delete, pod, Twitch, this pod. How do we force this? I don't ever do this. Kubernetes force delete pod. I mean, I've done it before. Grace period 0 -- force. That's what I needed. Grace period 0. Oh, you know what? I need in Twitch. Force deleted. Let's check it out. Sweet. All right. Now we're clean. Let's go ahead. Okay, apply. Boom. This is gonna work. You know, this is always my solution, is just to turn it off and back on again. I've actually never had something hang while pod is pulling. Maybe that's a common thing. I've never seen it. Maybe this is something. I feel like... Let's check out Docker Hub. I feel like there's something wrong here. Cone of silence. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Check this out. Scout health score. A D. It's a D. It's an unapproved base image. Whew. Outdated base image. It's not an outdated base image. Wait, what is our base image? I don't remember. It might be outdated. I definitely use root too. I got a D. That's not great. Now, there is no fixable critical or high vulnerabilities. That's right. That's right. So yeah, we definitely have an image. Why is it getting stuck here? Let's see. So I mean, there's definitely an issue here, right? So let's just try this at home, kids. Let's just try this at home. Docker pull. So that doesn't seem to have a problem pulling it, right? D stands for dandy. That's right. That's right. It's just dandy. I mean, I think their big issues here is that we have a unapproved base image, which I think is Ubuntu, right? Yeah. I mean, so honestly, these aren't true. Outdated and unapproved base image are not true, right? That kind of is it kind of sucks that they're gonna put a D on my thing because they don't like Ubuntu. So this is a good one. This is a good call out. This one right here, the attestation. I'm not gonna say that word on stream. Attestation. Anyways, this is a good one. I don't have it. We should, when we build the GitHub action, we should sign it. Absolutely. And this is a good one. So they have two things that are actual things. But it doesn't have any vulnerabilities. So like I feel like that should be better than a D. At least a C+. Maybe a C++. You know, really close to a B minus. The C++ is a really close to B minus. Anyways. So, I guess we need to go to the kubelet and see what the kubelet is saying, right? Because this is the kubelet that's sitting here trying to pull this, right? Okay, so let's, what node is this running on? What node? Is that written here, or do I just have to do the, I can just do the O wide. I thought the node is in here, right? Where is it? Where is it? Which node is this? It is in here. Oh, right here. Null server 2. That's actually not true. The null server 2 is the one that died. That server does not exist anymore. There's one that took its place. Let's see. Which one are we going to? Which one are we going to? Yeah, okay. 10.1.1. What the garbage? 1.2.3. That's the one we want. Let's go. Okay, now what we have to remember is that the kubelet doesn't run. There's no sudo system ctl status kubelet. This is not going to work, right? Yeah. Kubelet's not found because this is a K0s cluster. Let's look at this. K0s get kubelet logs. Okay. Here we go. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Useful information, right? Yes. Welcome to the Null channel. Null Labs here. That's still going. It's a lot of logs. It's a lot of logs. Oh, I understand now. It's the MSG of I0717. Okay. The operation generator. Of course. Of course. This log helps so much. Yeah. I'm glad I got this error. Without it, I would have been lost. Hawkeye, welcome. Sorry you didn't get a Twitch alert. Obviously, it's busted. We're working on it. Let's see. The topology manager is upset at me again. Topology emit handler. Let's see. Removing. Do any of you see an actual error here? Okay, so here, this is actually some interesting stuff. That right there. This is probably a digest, right? This is a little worrisome, but like, here's this one, which is the same, right? This one right here. E44, yeah. So these are talking about the same one, the O2 E44. But this one up here is not the same one. What's the issue? Do we think what it's DH-F? No, DF, because it's H for human. Are we out of space? No. Okay, that was just a, like, if it couldn't pull it. Oh, wait. Error image pull. RPC error canceled. Failed to pull and unpack image. Context canceled. Okay. Why did you cancel? Even Kubernetes is canceling me. Look at this. I'm getting canceled from everywhere. Failed to pull an unpack image. Do you know what we're going to do? Chat GPT. That's what we're going to do. We're going to see. Kubernetes. We'll do kubelet. Kubelet. I feel like this is the problem with the image, but Docker built it just fine. So I don't know. Are you there? Oh, it's thinking. It's thinking. Oh. Finally, it's going. Is it going? I'm not convinced at this point. Okay, let's try this again. Stop. Just, you failed. Well, maybe we don't use ChatGPT. ChatGPT does not want us to use it. You know what we have? We have Copilot. This is why I use Edge. All right. Kubelet. There we go. All right, failed to pull the image. So this is interesting because we already tested that we could pull it, but maybe the null server is not connected to the internet. So let's test that. Ping google.com. Oh, did this? Okay, yeah. So it has access to the internet. So the image is available. Image or tag reference. Like I said, image is available. Doesn't need authentication. I'm not sure. Let's go back up to this. Did it give us any other information? Like, we tried to pull this. That worked. So, for those of you that are new, welcome and thanks for joining. Sorry, you joined in a debugging session. Never had this type of error before, but one thing that WowSoClutch is asking is about the AIs. Now, one thing that you guys might find fun, we've been playing around with it, trying to understand how useful it is. One thing that you guys might find interesting is that you know what, I keep saying the beginning of August, but I might be moving at the beginning of August, which means I won't be doing it maybe at the beginning of September. I'm doing the summer games, which, September is still part of summer. So we're going to do the summer AI games in September. And what we do is we have a lot of fun testing the AIs and seeing how good they are and what they're good at and how to leverage them properly. So if you want to do that, let me know. Or if you want to be a part of that, that is coming up. One thing to be aware of is I actually test all of them. So we test everything from StarCoder to Tab9 to Code Whisperer to Copilot, or not Code Whisperer anymore. That's Amazon Q, we test them all. So I pay for all of them. So we have some stretch goals for this next one. If you guys are interested in that, we actually have some stretch goals. So there's this AWS Studio AI, which supposedly will build me an enterprise-ready application without me having to code at all. So it will cost me money, but there'll be a stretch goal to hit that, which will be awesome. I would love to do it. Azure has a build your own Copilot. That's also a stretch goal. So this is pretty good. And then there's the AI Studio. So we have a couple stretch goals to go with it. That will do. Hopefully. If people like it, obviously. If not, we won't hit the stretch goals and we won't do it. And we just won't do it. E to the pi to wait, e to the 2e pi? E to the 2e pi. That's what I'm calling you. 2e? Yeah, 2e pi. What's up? And yes, they claim enterprise ready. Now, like I said, it will have a substantial cost to me. So it's going to be like 100 or two to actually do it. So that's why I'm going to actually have some stretch goals that we have to actually, test it out, because I would, for the AI games, I already pay something like $40 or $50 to get access to all the AIs. And so we'll have some stretch goals to do it. I want to try it. We'll see. We'll see how good it is. Also acceptable is Zach. Zach is way easier than e to the 2e pi. But I might not remember Zach. Keep reminding me, because I do generally try to remember call signs to names. Oh, e to the 2i pi. The I should have been capitalized, right? Not criticizing your name. You can write your name however you want. But the reason I didn't think of it as 2i is it was lowercase. So I went with the E. Sorry about that. I guess it wouldn't have looked right as a capital. E to the 2i pi. I got it. All right. So what are we doing here? Basically, as soon as I get off camera, I'm gonna beat my head against a wall. You know what? Watch this. Watch this. Eat this. Eat this, Copilot. E to the 2i pi, you don't need to be experienced in Rust. Ask questions if you like. I also do some stuff in Go. I'm pretty multilingual. I've done quite a few languages in my life. I enjoy Rust, so I write a lot of Rust on stream because I get to pick what I'm writing, and since I enjoy it, I write in Rust. I sometimes do some stuff in Go. Every once in a while, you guys are blessed, and I do some on. Yeah. We have double checked this, right? We pulled this Docker pull. We did this already. Right. Okay. We verified network connectivity. These are actually so. To be fair, as far as my understanding of issue that's going on right now. These are fairly decent first steps. Image pool policy. Oh, wait. This should be fine. We could actually check that we didn't set it to anything. Right. Yeah, we don't have an image pool policy, which it means it will just pull if it doesn't exist. So if it already exists, it won't pull it, but it doesn't exist, so it would pull it. It would only cause a problem if we set the image pool policy to never, right? So we're good there. And never is not the default. So pool policy is fine. Network connectivity is fine. Image reference is fine. Doesn't require authentication. Pod description. We didn't see anything there, right? Because this is all in the kubelet that is having issue. I didn't see anything in here. I mean, I would expect it to be like in the events, right? So this is GitHub Copilot. No, this is GitHub Copilot in Microsoft Edge. This is the browser. This is just the browser. Yeah. Let's ask ChatGPT the same question. Uh-huh. I'm actually stumped. Do you guys have any ideas? Like, I don't know. I've never seen this. Zolo30, sorry you're not getting a custom Twitch follow message. You deserve one. The Hawkeye deserves one. The Quacker 3 Ripper deserves one. E to the pi I 2 pi I doesn't deserve one because he hasn't followed yet. But you all deserve one, and I haven't gotten you one because of this error right here. And I've never seen this before. So this was complaining about pulling. This is the error right here, right? Failed to pull and unpack image. Oh, wow, so clutch. I've actually was wondering the same thing. Is it failing to pull it or is it failing to unpack it? I honestly don't know. I don't even know how I would find out. GJ, 11:18. It's time to format the system. You know, we could reboot the system. We could just reboot it. Can you check to see if the image is null? Yeah. We have. But yes, we can. Let's see. I mean, we also checked it on Docker Hub, and it said it was fine. You know what? We're rebooting that machine. It'll be just a second. Have you tried turning it off and on again? I just thought of that. We can also just, if we're just shooting in the dark at this point, we can rebuild this again. We are using a chiseled, this is a chiseled container, everyone. If you don't know what chiseled container, we did this last week. It was a lot of fun. We figured out how to do chiseled containers. It's a new thing that Ubuntu released. Basically, it's a bare minimum. Yeah, we're getting chiseled. We're getting chiseled as devs here. We like to learn new stuff and get chiseled while we're at it. I mean, we didn't really coin it. I'm borrowing it. I don't think that's what they meant by it, but I'm 100% becoming a chiseled dev. But this was actually working, so we don't have a problem with this right here, because this was working. And we didn't touch any of that today. Let's see. So we can rebuild. I mean, that's just like guessing at this point. We didn't need to SSH here. Really what we just need to do is yeah, it's still not progressing. Let's do FU. That works better. What image tag are we using? We are using 0.1.25. We can validate that. Let's check it from the deployment file. Not that one. That was the wrong one. It is this right here. What Kate's flavor are we running? We're running K0S. That's on bare metal. .125 is a thing over here. Docker Hub. Let's see. It is. We pulled it. We pulled it about an hour ago on my computer. Let's just rebuild. Let's try building again and just Docker build, let's see. Docker build, let's do this. Let's just do 126. We're gonna burn a number. That's fine. You know what? It should say layer already exists on all of them. Right. I don't think that this is going to make a difference. And nothing has changed in the container since before this issue. Like, the chiseled containers aren't new. Is what I'm saying. Is the chiseled containers are in 124, and 124 was working. Just to clear that up. That was 124's change. We're gonna watch this and we're gonna make this deployment. I like, that's all I can think of at this point. All right, we got some messages. It seems to get in this weird state because if we go and do kget pods and Twitch, right, it's not going to get rid of this one, and this one's also failing. Fantastic. Let's see. Nope, because the container hasn't started yet. We did try to get the logs on it, but there's no container, right? It's failing getting it. We can try to do it though. I mean, absolutely. Let's do it right now. Is waiting to start pod initializing. Yeah, see, bad request. Is it related to memory? I don't think so. I mean, it could be. It shouldn't be. Yeah, I got plenty of memory. We got plenty of memory. We got 14 gigs free. Absolutely good questions though. Like I'm saying it shouldn't be, but that's we should have storage. Because I was like, maybe it can't store the image where there's no partition that's full. These are good questions. Oh, this is the only thing this cluster is really running. No, so actually, peak 9, 11, 17, 9, 1, 91, 17. Anyways, this was actually something I checked initially because I was like, it's failing to pull the container, right? So my first thought is, well, it ran out of space. Um, like, we should be fine. Obviously, should is there's nothing else here. Does one of you mind just trying to pull this? You can delete it. It's not a big, it's just the Twitch alerts. Could one of you confirm that you can pull that? I can pull it, but my Docker is also logged in. And the null server doesn't actually have Docker. Okay, so you can pull it. Okay, perfect. Okay. Thank you, Peak. Well, you know what? It's past midnight. My brain hurts. I hate ending on this, but I think probably I need to sleep on it. I need to sleep, period. But I need to sleep on it. I honestly not quite sure. I feel like the machine, like I said, it doesn't have Docker, so I can't actually test pulling it here. The other thing that I can do is I can start looking through K0s. We could actually upgrade our K0s cluster. Yeah. So I need to look into this a little. I'm not sure. I am not sure. If y'all think of something, let me know in Discord. Let me know in Discord. Let's find somebody to raid. Let's find somebody to raid. I'm sorry to leave on such a down note. I was gonna say I'm at a point where like I'm not thinking of new things. Like I'm like, oh, it's out of memory or a disk or something. But I'm also not thinking of like new things to look at either. Like we got the kubelet logs, and the kubelet logs are just telling us that it failed to pull or unpack it. So I got to think of a different angle, and right now I don't have that angle. Besides, I'm literally thinking about updating the whole cluster. Just the whole cluster. But so that what I don't like about that is I'd like to understand what's going on just for a learning, like just to understand that way, like as a educational. But at the same time, I have no idea. Does anybody know of somebody that would be good to raid? I'm just looking. I'm just perusing while talking to you all. You know what? The Quantum Apprentice, learning SQL, day 10, setting up Postgres. Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. I like the Quantum Apprentice. Let's go raid them. Thanks everyone so much for joining. I hope you guys are having a fantastic start to your week. Thanks for joining me a little bit today. And hopefully we get this fixed on Thursday. So see you guys Thursday, and hopefully we can figure it out. If I do figure it out, I will stream fixing it, or at least go over what the fix was on Thursday's stream. So go say hello to the Quantum Apprentice and learn Postgres. Learn it. Get good at it. See ya.